all of the greatest investors have this obsession with reducing mental clutter so that they can focus on what's most important to them and what they're best at. And one way that you could describe this is actually the art of subtraction. There's one other very simple idea that's changed the way I think and live, and it comes from Charlie Munger, who has been Warren Buffett's partner for over 40 years. Munger is one half of the most successful investment team that ever lived, and I was so excited to meet him that I actually traveled 3,000 miles to Los Angeles for a 10-minute interview. Munger was 93 years old, and he looked frail in this dark, baggy suit, but his mind was as beautiful as ever. I'm sitting there almost knee to knee with this legendary icon, and he's peering at me through these spectacles. And he explains in this deep, croaky voice that what you really want to do in life is focus on one thing, focus relentlessly on this one thing. Don't be a fool. Munger is one of the smartest people on earth, but he told me that he spent an inordinate amount of time focusing on actually reducing what he calls standard stupidities and idiotic behavior. What he explained to me is that it's very difficult to be smart, but it's actually surprisingly easy to be non-idiotic. And it gives you a tremendous advantage if you work systematically and consistently to reduce your own stupidity over the course of your lifetime. But how? Munger tends to collect many examples of disasters, and then he asks himself, what idiotic actions caused this terrible outcome? Once he's identified these idiotic actions, these foolish actions, he says, well, let me not do that. This habit of thinking first about what not to do turns out to be an incredibly helpful strategy when it comes to investing. If you want to be a successful investor, the first thing you want to do is say, well, how could I be a terrible investor? Thanks to Munger, this is a method that I've used really consistently over several years. As Munger told me, once you actually focus on systematically reducing standard stupidities in this way, it's an incredibly helpful way of just keeping yourself out of trouble. But it turns out that this is a wonderful strategy, not only in investing, but actually in life. Munger told me that if you want to have a happy life, you should start by looking at all of the idiotic behavior that is likely to guarantee that you'll have a miserable life. And then don't do that.